Hello, back again to do another unboxing and review, and continuing with my current run of Beyblade Burst associated videos. I have two more tops to look at. So this time around you can see that it is a double pack. Does not include the launchers, however you get two tops, and buying it this way, at least where I got this from, the second top is essentially 50% off if you get it in this type of arrangement. Now, mentioning that, something else is this top here, which is the character or the top's name is pronounced Horusood. And if I'm pronouncing that wrong, someone let me know in the comments, but I've only been able to see or get this top in this type of package arrangement. This one isn't sold separately, at least what I've seen. And I've seen a pretty wide array of different options, packaging options for this series. So I'm pretty sure you can't get that elsewise. Okay, so we'll go ahead and I'll just pan across the camera here. There are the two tops. So it's Horusood and Kerbeus. Yeah, the names of these tops are unique. I haven't seen them named such like that before. Usually it has something like Phantom Destroyer or something like that. Now they have these. Anyway, so there they are, and the specs for both of them side by side this time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up here. And while I'm opening this up, interesting fact, on these tops, if you see here, I don't know if it'll show up on camera or not, but anyway, in case it's not coming up, it says that these are made in Vietnam. And I noticed all the stuff from the Burst series so far has been made in Vietnam. It's just interesting because, I mean, normally anytime you get a toy like this, it's made in China, of course, so the Vietnam thing is new. Alright. I'm just going to pull up the tray here. Alright, that worked pretty well. Still got the packaging in somewhat good condition there. Alright, so of course it comes with some instructions, but we know what to do by now, right? Okay, so I'll just go ahead and quickly pull these guys out so you can see it without the plastic in the way. Interesting, the tops are held in with what look to be like those little plastic cords that usually tags are fixed to close with, you know. So, being as that is, kind of robust, aren't they? All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna tear it. Make them pop these. Okay, there we go. So for our Horusood, which so far has the most, I don't know how to say it, the most flamboyant, what do they call the top layer? The energy layer. This is so far the most flamboyant energy layer I've seen, with wings and all that, and fiery wings at that. QR code, of course. And yes, as always for these, energy layer or top layer is all plastic. Okay, going to its metal, what I call the metal disc, but it's actually, they call it the forge disc. Here's this. Okay, it got a little pattern in there. That's kind of cool. And as far as bottom, there you go. There's really, yeah, the edge is really smooth, so no protrusions. Horusood is a stamina type. And now let's look at the performance tip. This, as you know, is the same for all right here, but on the bottom is the difference. And that's an interesting tip. Kind of a skeletal design. Okay. And now we'll move to Kerbeus. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so these kind of almost like a gear here. It has subtle, but these are protrusions here, and every so often you get one that's a little longer. See, so, okay, But that being the case, it still is a defense type. QR code. Okay. Forge disc up next. Yep. This one's a pretty straightforward circle. Yeah, and yeah, again, smooth all the way around. So this time we have really two, basically just circle forge discs, and the bottom. Okay, and let's get to the performance tip. This one's really stuck in there. Okay, so that part again, and then the bottom. The bottom of this one, I don't know if it comes up here. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It has 4 little, well, they're not even little, they're pretty pronounced. There's 4 protrusions that come out of the tip. So, and I'm going to guess that's so if it gets hit and it tips over a little, it rides on that little protrusion as opposed to tipping over further. At least that's what I think it does. And also on this one, you can see this bottom ring here that goes around. That is extra, so I guess that's for added defense, kind of like shields, right? And there are minor little nubs that come out of that ring. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get these up and gear up.
Okay, so slight change in plans here. This thing here, the Supergrip, or as I'll call it now, the Super Crap, this thing sucks. I've already tried to do a few takes with the, and it's just gone poorly. Whether tops are falling off, dropping in premature, and one's not spinning, name it, thing falling apart. This is crap. I'm not using it anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to using the standard launchers. So it'll have to be one drops in, and then the second one drops in after. But even with that, the matches are still going to be better than using that cheap excuse of an accessory. Anyway, so another thing. I'm going to use, what's this guy here? The Valtryek V2. I brought him back in just because he's an attack type, and pitting these two that we're currently doing the review on, they are stamina and a defense type. Having a match between those two, it's interesting, but it's not quite explosive as you might expect from something called Burst, right? So I brought back this guy to be essentially the agitator, and we'll see how these two types that aren't attack deal with this guy's assault. Okay, so to begin with, we will be pitting Kerbeus, right, versus here our attacker. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and drop in the Kerbeus first, and I'll see how he deals with it. Yeah. Okay, so Valtryek just kind of discarded this guy here. So, okay, we'll see if Horusood has any better luck. Yeah, the stamina versus defense, at least a couple tests I ran prior to this, were just kind of a tink, 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 and they just kind of lightly bounced into each other and danced around each other. It was more like a dance than a fight. But Valtryek here is not having any of that. He's all about smashing into stuff, so it's become kind of my favorite top so far. Anyway, here we go. This time it's Horusood. Okay. And closing in. Horusood by just a little outlast action. So far, let's go again with Kerbeus, his second round against this V2 guy here. And if whatchamacall, Kerbeus doesn't hold out on this one, he'll lose against Valtryek? Yeah, Valtryek V2. Ooh. Oh! Almost had it. Well, I'm sorry. I got to give that still to Valtryek there because, yeah, this guy exploded. What can you say, right? Okay, so now let's see if Horusood can go ahead and hold his own here. If I remember last time, he just slightly lasted longer. We'll see if he can actually have a definitive victory this time. So Mr. Kerbeus is out, and here we go. Okay, well, that's that. So, Mr. Horusood here, although he doesn't cause this guy to explode, he seems to outlast the attacks that this guy can pose. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and give Horusood here the victory. And Mr. Kerbeus here, yeah, he popped. But you know what? Let's give Kerbeus one more try here. Kind of a redo against this aggressive guy here. Alright. Oh, look at that! Yeah, there you go. Scratch him! Okay. So this was able to actually win a round. So, okay, so Kerbeus is back in here. Did a good job stamina or defense-wise. Well, that's what he is, a defensive top. So, okay, so, all right. Yeah, these are pretty good tops. And I especially like the design on this one. And this guy here, I actually might start using him more. If I can fit it, you know, I might give him a little more offensive capability. But on his own, I guess he does defense all right. Okay.